Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is JD and we're going to do a video today about this beautiful castle thingamabobber I made on my 3D printer. That's what it's all about. Hey, you dudes know me better than that, man. Here we go. Let's get real with it now. Gotta be silly for a second. We're going to talk about the Talon 250g since I done finally got a chance to fly it. I like it. The reason why you just now seeing me fly it is because I had an issue with it from the very beginning with the motor, and I still haven't changed the motor out yet, and I just now realized there was an issue with the motor last night. But on the maiden flight, the original maiden flight, which has been months ago, I tried to fly with a 21700 pack 3S 1P, and I just did not have enough thrust to get it off the ground. So the plane basically just went up and come back down and landed on launch. Very gently landed, by the way. No damage to the frame anywhere, but it was enough to where it cracked the frame. The wing joiner, the little wooden wing joiner they give you. So of course I had a 3D print design a piece for that, which actually Painless 360 already has the STL file for that, as well as Mark Hoffman, whoever the guy name is with INAV. They already had it out there, so I actually took both of their designs and retweeted it and made my own little design for it. But anyway, pictures of that and any pictures of the inside of it is on my Facebook page. You guys, if you're interested to see what it looks like on the inside, how I got everything wired up and stuff, that is where those pictures would be. I will probably put a screen in somewhere so you guys can see how it actually looks. And all you got to do is go to my Facebook page and go up in the top where it says search and just type in whatever plane or whatever anything I have, and it'll bring up all the different postings and pictures and video clips of all those different things. But anyway, back on the Talon. The motor's bad. The bearing's bad in the motor. I didn't know it. It's the motor I got. This is not the stock motor. This is actually, let me get my light back on here. This is actually the HG LRC. This is a 1408 2400 kV motor using the 5x5 inch prop that they send you for this plane to run on 2S. But I use the same motor, same prop setup on the drift, only using 3S, and it was fine. But with this particular setup, I don't know. Apparently the motor was bad from stock. I'm thinking that's what I'm chalking it up to. But anyway, I flew this plane on that 3S pack, didn't work. Put the plane up, got a little frustrated with it. Then, of course, with INAV and the 3.0, I'm using the F405 WSE in it. So the only target for it at the time was INAV 3.0. And there was a lot of issues, bugs with it, so I just didn't want to fool with it. So I put it to the side until 3.0.1 came out, the new configurator come out, and I figured let's give it a try again now, since everybody else is seem to thinking it's okay. It's still too new to me, usually, to try that newer firmware, but you know, I did it anyway. But anyway, the plane's flying good using that particular firmware, and it's no whammies with it. But what I noticed though, I'm flying it now on a 4S 1P 18650 cells. It actually weighs 15 grams lesser than the 3S 1P and a 21700 cells. So by being 4S, more thrust on this motor prop combo, I knew it might be kind of a little bit risky, but that motor is actually rated for 6S, but it's like 6S on a 3-inch prop though. So I took a chance on it, and most definitely the motor, when I landed after flying it last night, I went ahead and flew it for almost an hour. When I landed, the motor was firecracker hot. I mean, it was just unbelievable hot. But anyway, that motor's got to go if I'm going to keep running on 4S, or I'm going to have to prop it down. That 5x5 prop is just too much. I really want to keep the prop that I got on it because of the way the plane handles, so I'll probably end up stepping the motor up to a 1806 or something. But it's still in the mix. I'm still debating on what mode to put on. I got several different ones to choose from, but I want to keep this plane on that 4S1P pack. It performed well. 82 milliamps per kilometer with a bad overprop motor that was running hot. And this wasn't a cruise flight. I wasn't trying to go for efficiency or nothing like that. The actual flight I did, the remaiden flight the day before I did, the milliamp per kilometer was like 72 or 75. So, you know, again, that number could have been increasing because of the motor being overpropped or whatever. Who knows? But anyway, another note, I know some of you guys that already see my Facebook page are probably like, what happened to the other camera you had on there and you just put on there? That, let me explain that. That was a last minute wham. I wanted to get some more flight time on this plane. I knew that it was, you know, to beat the heat is going to be getting, you know, later in the evening. So I was like, man, I'm going to go ahead and throw my Cat 3 on there and fly with it. And I just immediately put a camera switcher in there because the 405 WSC does not have a camera switcher on it. So I have a Vifly camera switcher in there, which I'll go ahead and show you guys here real quick. And here it is here. When I came in for a landing, I had some cheap glue on there. When I came in for a landing though, and you'll see it in the video after this, it just ejected. And that's what we got. But anyway, there's the Vifly camera switcher. I literally have it hooked up as PWM. So it's getting a direct signal from the Crossfire receiver, which is under the wing here. Yeah, that solo wire there by itself is dedicated just for that switcher. It's going from there all the way in, coming around, coming down, and there it is. And that is what is allowing me to have these two cameras in the nose. No issues, no issue with CG, none of that stuff. Everything is working out swell for it. But again, you'll see in the video where I was having issues with the Cat 3. I don't know if it's because the settings I have on it. I did change the default settings on it for when I fly here around the house. It works perfect in the urban environment, but out there in the county, it was suffering once it got darker, most definitely. Okay, but yeah, we'll have to change the settings back on this camera back to default, and we'll see if that'll make anything better on it. And try it again. Here, of course, that is the Rencam Nano Split 3. And the camera, of course, is in the nose. The maiden flight I did with it, I actually did not have this camera glued in, and I thought it was enough friction to keep it in there. Yeah, I was wrong about that. That dude was rattling like no tomorrow. But since I glued it in this flight, you'll notice that the video is stellar. And this camera here was vibrating around because of the cheap glue that I put on top of it. So it was just a hope and a prayer of it coming off there in flight, which I knew it wouldn't do it, but I knew when I got ready to land it was going to come off. But anyway, it's all good. Let's see here. Get this guy back on there. Yeah, we got the Maytag GPS and the compass. The reason why I did that, I wanted to have the flexibility to run Autopilot on this setup and have all the features and everything working on it. That was the original game plan, and it's still looking like a potential possibility if things don't work out the way I like it as far as with Mavlink go and the newer version of iNav. I haven't even dove into that yet. I'm just now getting my feet wet. Once I get the plane tuned up and flying good like I wanted, then I'll jump off into the newer Mavlink features that iNav has to offer. And hopefully it works. If not, hey, we'll jump on Autopilot. But with iNav currently, with the compass turned on, yeah, that it's. I was told, my buddy I flew with, he's like, dude, it's not gonna fly good. He told me that twice. And I did it anyway. But as soon as you switch it into cruise mode, the plane goes from where you locked it in at, the next thing you know is, then it might come back, then it might go back. Nothing erratic, but it was just most definitely not a pleasant flight with that. So we're going to disable the magnetometer on that guy. Yeah, nano crossfire receiver, just a standard whip antenna on that dude. We got the AKK X2 Ultimate video transmitter, smart audio enabled. We got my antenna holder, and that is a Mad Mushroom outside the casing. Save a little bit of weight on this plane. And that is it. Yeah, I made a custom landing skid for this dude because the bottom of this is absolutely hollow. It's that whole entire piece that landing skid is on right there is completely hollow. So I wanted to most definitely get it to where, you know, it wasn't going to be damaging that guy every time I came in for a landing. So that works out great. Survived four landings so far. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna do the video here, and I'll try to do some DVR footage in with it too. I know it's gonna be out of sync, so I'll probably be here and there with some of the DVR footage, but it'll get to the point to where you'll see the run cam suffering in the darker light, and then the Cat 3 is showing out until it gets dark. Once it switches over from color to black and white, it's okay at first, but the darker it gets, it starts getting all fuzzy and weird looking and stuff, you know. But anyway, like I said, I don't know, but that's because of the settings I have in it or what. It could be because of the setting I have, but I'm gonna set it back to default and do a little research on it before I fly it the next time, and I'll put some better glue on it this time. That way it'll stay up there, and we'll fly it again. Anyway, let's get on to the video.